Organizing your marketing campaign and reaching out to your potential customers is not an easy task in the first place. And you have to spend a lot of money behind your marketing promotional activities. So, you have to make sure that the money you are spending on your marketing activities do not go to waste and actually ends up increasing the brand equity. The only problem is customers are not going to start buying from you as soon as they watch a single ad on television or on the internet. It is a slow process, and the short term brand equity improvement is more often than not unnoticeable. So, how do you find out if your IMC process is even working or not? Do the potential consumers know who you are, what you are about, and what values you can provide to their lives? And most importantly, do they want to buy from you? If you have seen my video on brand resonance pyramid, you will know these steps already in details. Well, I'm still on the process of making a comprehensive playlist for strategic brand management, and you might find it helpful to know about brand resonance pyramid beforehand. Anyway, moving on to brand audit. You have to find out about the overall brand equity in the market. First of all, before going on with the brand audit, you have to check to see what you want the people to think about you. What is your goal? What is the image that should be in the mind of the customers when they think about you? That is important because marketing campaigns don't always work out the way you want them to, and you might want one image to be associated with your brand, but some other images might get associated with you on the process. It can happen, and that is why you have to do the audit. It is basically just you trying to find out whether the customers know about you or not and what they think about you. It is all about researching, and that is exactly why I made the video on quantitative and qualitative research just before creating this video. You have to do both of those kinds of research. Qualitative is where you can gather a small number of potential consumers and consumers to do an in-depth panel interview and ask them about the things that you might want to know about. And quantitative research is where you can fill out questionnaires from a large number of people where they will be asked about the basic things about the brand. If you want to know more about what kinds of questions to ask the consumers, I will talk about them later on in the video. You can check the timestamps or just keep watching the video. For now, you have to do quantitative and qualitative research, asking customers about what they think of you. But there are other ways to check the brand equity. You can find out the performance of your brand compared to the competition. That will be a clear indicator of how much were you able to reach the customers. They definitely know about you and have a somewhat positive image formed in their mind enough that they spend their money to buy from you. Companies can easily buy sales data from different marketing research and data analysis firms. You can compare your own sales with the sales of your competition. Now, if you want to do your research, who do you do that research on? I have been talking about potential customers during this video because if you have your target customers set as people in their late 30s and early 40s, doing your research and asking questions about the brand to people in their early 20s is not going to work, and your brand audit is going to fail. You need to track both people that are buying from you and the people that are not buying from you but fall under your targeted market segment. Another thing, you can conduct qualitative interviews with the sellers or other people in the supply chain process to see how your product is doing in the market as a whole. These people can also tell you how buyers and potential buyers are likely to behave when they are making the purchasing decision. Alright, now let's assume that you have done your brand audit. Then what? Well, you have to see if people have the same perception of your brand that you want them to have. Is everything going the way you want it to? Is everything perfect? Not likely. Not everything is going to be perfect, and you have to try to see if there are any gaps in the communication system, and you have to try to fix that. Another important thing is you have to see if the customers have any complaints about your end product or not. This video is about brand management and marketing, but you can find out about your product and service performance while conducting the research as well. Think of it this way, your branding and marketing strategy is great, but your product does not satisfy the need of the customers. They will not put up with you for long. Review everything and make changes to where changes are needed. Now let's talk about the questions that you might need to ask the consumers. I'll not talk about all of the questions, you will see them on screen, and I'll talk about the general category and the reasoning behind asking those questions to your consumers. Ask them about what brands they think about when they think about a certain product, and which brands are they more likely to buy from. What is the likelihood of the people buying from your brand? Do they think your prices are justifiable or not? Or are they willing to pay more for the product or service? What do they think about when they think about your brand? Then you can get a little more specific. Does the brand evoke a positive feeling in the customer's mind? Do they know anyone who buys from this brand? And do they like those people that purchase from the said brand? And if they do buy from the brand, are they planning to buy it again? Are they loyal to the brand or not? If you are conducting a quantitative research, you just ask the questions and then make sense with the answers you get. For qualitative research, on the other hand, you can get deeper conversation with the participants. You can always ask them why do they feel how they feel. If any positive emotion is related to the brand, why is that? If one customer has a positive image of the brand for a great interaction with one of your representatives, try to see that that specific representative is rewarded and more people treat the customers in similar ways. If the customers have a positive image related to the brand because they went to the restaurant with their father when they were young, well, that was not your doing. But you can still try and reposition your brand somewhat to relate the family aspects behind it. Companies do that all the time. Alright, this is where I will end the discussion about measuring brand equity and brand audit. You can like, share and subscribe and everything else. Doing any of that will be helpful for the channel. You can also support me directly on Patreon. And now, time for a small bonus. Nobel Prize, Physics in 1917. The prize went to this person. And now this is the official end of this video. Thank you so much for watching if you're still watching. Do remember to take care of yourself. And lastly, goodbye for now.